Hey Cafe crew, it's Colin Smith here from Photoshop Cafe, and I'm super stoked. Today I'm going to be unboxing the Xbox One X. So I'm super excited about this because this is 4K HDR and the specs on it are insane. This thing has an 8-core processor. It has a 12 gigabyte GDDR5 CPU in there, which is capable of 6 teraflops of graphics. So it has a 1 terabyte internal drive. So anyway, all that stuff aside, let's just tear it open and have a look. I'm super excited here. So I have the current Xbox One, and I'm going to be replacing the Xbox One with the Xbox One X because I have an LG 4K HDR TV and I want to be able to experience not just 4K gaming, but also this as a media center. And that's actually one of the main things I'm going to be using it for. So let's have a look. We crack it open. The first thing we see here is Game Pass and Live Gold. Okay, so let's have a look and see what we've got on the side here. So we've got this box, which I guess I just opened. And let's see what's in there. All right, so this thing actually comes with an HDMI cable. Take note, Apple. What else have we got here? And the controller. So let's have a look at the controller and see how this looks compared to the previous controllers. And it's also compatible with, that was compatible with the Xbox One controllers. And in fact, this looks absolutely identical. In fact, I would go as far as to say it's the same controller. All right, comes with a couple of batteries. What else we got in here? Microsoft don't do stickers. All right, what else we got here? And then we have a power cable. No power brick, just a cable. Sweet, love that. Okay, let's move on to the good stuff. Oh, man, it's beefy. All right, here she is. This is the new Xbox One X. Ooh, looks nice, looks slick. Very smooth, very, very smooth. Let me show you there. There's the front. You can see that. And looking good. I like the fact it's got the USB on the front. And what else have we got? And here's the back. So you guys can see the back there with the controllers. Ventilation on the sides. All right, so how does this look compared to the old one? Okay, so here is the Xbox One X, and here is the original Xbox One. So I got the day one edition, and you can see there's quite a difference in size. So if we look at the size there on the front, you can see the height, but also check this out. Big difference there. Now we look on the back. Let's turn that around. You guys can have a look at the back there. All right, so there's the back. So you can see like that. As far as weight, whoops. By the way, I got a new table that goes up and down. Let me take that down a little bit. I think it was about there. Okay, so as far as weight, the new Xbox One X is significantly heavier than the other one. Okay, so I've got a few things I want to check out. One of them is I backed up all my settings off the Xbox One onto this 4 terabyte drive. It's a USB 3 drive. I like the idea that I can plug this just directly into the front of the new one. I don't have to dig around in the back like I had to for the Xbox One. But I backed up all my game data, all my apps and everything on here, and I'm curious if I can restore it from the drive. That's one thing I want to check out. The other thing I'm interested in, is obviously gaming. I just got the Call of Duty World War II, which is great, but my favorite game right now is Destiny 2. One of the things about Destiny 2, if you've ever played it, when you go to a different planet or whatever, it takes a long time for it to load up before you can start playing. So I'm really curious to see if that time is increased, because Microsoft claims that this is 40% faster. So I wonder if that actually attributes to a faster load up before I go to a different level on the game. I'm really curious to see that, and we're going to test that. All right, I've also heard that these are backwards compatible with Xbox 360 games. So I'm gonna drop a 360 game in here and see if that works as well. And the other thing I wanna look at is the media center and see how kind of that feels and looks. And obviously the most important thing, what's the picture look like? Am I gonna notice a big difference in the picture on these games? And also, you know, things like Amazon and Netflix, I'm not so much worried about that because I already have the Apple TV 4K and I have a smart TV. So I'm already watching Netflix in 4K. So that's not really so much of a big deal for me. But the other thing that's in here, which is kind of exciting, is that this comes with a Blu-ray, an Ultra HD Blu-ray. So it does 4K movies. So that's something I want to check out too, is I want to grab a couple of movies and maybe watch those in 4K and see, you know, because Blu-ray is a lot better than streaming. I mean, streaming obviously is convenient and it's easy, but when you listen to the sound quality and the picture quality of Blu-ray, it's definitely better because you don't have all that compression that you're trying to shove down those pipes. So I'm really curious to see what the 4K HDR movies look like on this thing. So anyway, why don't we move on downstairs and we're gonna connect this to the TV and see how things go. Okay, so I do know the one thing I gotta change is the power cord, because now it has a built-in power adapter, which is why it's so much heavier than the other one. All right, this is the old power supply that used to belong, and now it's all built in. Part 2 installation. Okay, we got it plugged in and now it wants me to start the controller. So I'm just gonna grab the old one from my Xbox One and see if that one just connects. So I don't have to bother with the new one, putting the battery in and all that kind of stuff for now. Will that pair? Okay, let's try the new one if that one's not gonna work. Okay, so I'm starting it up with the new controller, which it connected immediately. I don't know why the previous one didn't. We'll figure that out later. But anyway, we've got some buttons we've got to push on here. Let's do all that. Okay, let's do this. English. Always love the updates. Let's get it started. And while it's doing that, I might plug in the USB and see what happens here. Okay, guys. So one question that you might have that maybe you've never even thought about, that to be honest I didn't even think about, is what if you have the Kinect motion sensor? What do you do? Well, there's actually no port in here for the Xbox One X, so it's not going to work directly, but there is an adapter. So you have to get the USB adapter to use your Kinect. Now, the same issue happened with the Xbox One S. You had to get the adapter as well, and the adapters are pretty much sold out everywhere. However, Microsoft did do a thing, you know, for the S where you could get a free adapter. I'm not sure if you can get a free adapter on the X yet. It's something I'm going to have to look into, but one thing I know, you get the Xbox One X, this thing here is just a brick until you get that adapter. Okay, so I got to log in with my Microsoft account and let's see how we go from here. So the irony here is I'm doing the speech here, and of course I don't have the Kinect because I've got to get the adapter. I could plug the headphone thing in, you know, like the headset if I wanted, but I'm going to get that adapter as quickly as possible because I do love controlling my Xbox with my voice. Boom, 4K, please. Okay, so on this screen, I previously went through and I backed up everything onto my external drive so we could see if I could just get things rolling. So let's try it. Okay, as we can see there, it sees my my content. So let's try a game. Let's try Destiny and see if we can just launch this without having to reinstall the whole thing. right, so it seems like backing up to the drive worked. All my apps and everything are on there. All my game data's on there, so I didn't have to re-download all that, which was kind of nice. The only thing is you do have to log into the accounts again by the looks of things. Games are good, but let's try an Xbox 360 game and see how that goes. So you guys remember this one? Lost Odyssey? All right, let's see if this works. Whoa, okay. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to be able to play it, but it's a 22 gig download, which I'm just not going to do right now. All right. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's the Xbox One X, which is really nice. I love things I like, things I don't like. I love the fact that it's smaller, takes up less space. I like the fact that the power is built in. The speed and everything seems really good. It's snappy. It feels very, very responsive. The screen looks absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to watch some Ultra HD. I'll probably go and get something today. I'll go get a 4K movie because I'd really love to watch that, because so far all the 4K content I've ever seen has been streamed online, which, you know, is usually pretty good, you know, especially Netflix, but around the edges when you see the movement is kind of blurry because of the compression. So I'd be really curious to see something that's uncompressed audio, uncompressed visual in 4K, and I'm sure it's going to look pretty sweet. So anyway, things I don't like is the Kinect. You know, it doesn't come with the adapter. You think that it would come with that. And really, that's about it. I mean, everything else is really sweet. So anyway, you know, it's a bit early to give a comprehensive review. But check me out on Twitter and Facebook at Photoshop Cafe, and I'll tweet my thoughts later on, let you guys know what I think as I start to use it a little bit more. And by the way, guys, if you like this, smash that like button into dust. If you love tech stuff and Photoshop stuff, subscribe right now to Photoshop Cafe. Hit the subscribe button, become part of the Cafe crew, and until next time, I'll see you at the cafe.